Hi, you've reached the High Fashion Hotline.
Hi, sweetie.
Dad? I told you not to call me at work.
But I need some style advice.
Just go to Old Navy.
Old Navy?
Yep, all men's styles are on sale now, up to 50% off, with shorts from $12, active from $8, and tees from $5 at Old Navy and OldNavy.com.
$5?
Plus, the whole store is up to 50% off, so you can get amazing styles for everyone, even me.
Going to Old Navy now.
Oh, and make sure you get something for Father's Day, my treat.
Thanks.
High Fashion, Old Navy. Valid 6/12 to 6/20. Excludes clearance, gift cards, register lane items, jewelry today, and 2-day only deals.
Blog Talk Radio.
Alternative facts.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. At 12:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, numerous unidentified objects of unknown intent and unknown origin were detected at high altitudes over multiple locations of Earth's outer space by the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, and these objects are presumed to be some form of controlled aircraft. It is not known if more of these aircraft will arrive, or if they will attempt entering Earth's atmosphere. United States citizens are encouraged to monitor local media outlets, as more updates will follow as information becomes available. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Attacks by the undead have been reported in several states across the country. The dead are rising from their graves and are attacking the human race. At this time, it is expected that more attacks of this nature will occur in several other states in the next few hours. The intent behind their attack is unknown at this time. He has been observed that a bite or exchange of fluids is a method of transmission. This is an extremely dangerous situation if they crave the taste of human flesh. It is not known whether this event will last for hours, days, or even longer. Stay calm, as authorities have been dispatched to deal with these creatures. An all-clear siren will be sounded when this situation is under control. Pacific Standard Time, nor is detected a long-range nuclear missile launching. This missile is believed to be headed in the direction of all residents within a 400-mile radius of this area should seek a fallout shelter immediately.
Welcome to Within the Chaos with your host,
Rodney Shortridge,
and co-host, Robin Dalton.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. You can listen in by going to blogtalkradio.com/Within the Chaos, or listen in by phone. You can dial 323-870-4197. And you can also call in to ask questions to our guests at the same number, 323-870-4197. From deep within the heart of the Appalachians, I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you all for listening to Within the Chaos. My name is Rodney Shortridge, and I'll be your host tonight. along with my fiery redhead co-host, Robin Dalton.
Hey, y'all.
Tonight, our special guest is Laurene Landon. Loreen is an American film and television actress. Loreen first began appearing in movies in the 1980s. She is best known for her roles in Manic Cop and Manic Cop 2, Hundrea, Airplane 2, the sequel, and All the Marbles with Peter Falk. She is half Irish and half Polish and describes herself as being bipolish. I'd like to give a shout out to my cousins up in Ohio, Jennifer and Joe Shortridge of 222 Paranormal. If you get a chance, check them out. Their talk show, look them up on Facebook under 222 Paranormal. Also to the beautiful and lovely ladies of Paranormal Party and SOS, the Sisters of Salem. My amazing friends, Misty and Ashley Connor, the famous Connor sisters. If you get a chance to check out their talk show, you can also find them on Facebook under Paranormal Party. And I want to give a big old shout out also to the Facebook paranormal groups and all the posts that you allow us to post about our guests on our shows. Nothing but thanks and appreciate it for all that. Because y'all are just too damn good to me. So, Robin, how's your week been? You got some exciting news.
I don't know how many of y'all know, but I am now officially a grandmother. Tuesday morning, my daughter had a beautiful little boy. He is very premature and is in the NICU, but he's doing very well, and hopefully in about 5 to 6 weeks we get to bring him home.
Oh,
cool.
So it's been a pretty cool week. Rod, you there?
Here?
Now I can hear you.
Well, I've got a bad storm brewing down here, so if I cut it.
Like you are now?
You hear me?
Barely. You're cutting in and out bad.
Well, like I said, there's a storm down here.
That must be bad.
Well, you still can't hear me?
No, it's cutting in and out really bad.
Well, I hear you fine. So let's see if we can get through this. It's my honor to welcome our special guest, the beautiful, talented, and amazing barbarian, Laurene Landon. Hello, Loreen, and I hope to God you can hear me.
no, I cannot. Yes, I can. I stayed up. I stayed up late for your show because there's a 3-hour time difference, right? Hello.
So it's like, can you hear? I can hear you all.
There's a 3-hour
you're
time
cutting
difference.
in and out bad.
Hello.
Well, I'm here. Oh, this
I'm
is
here
gonna
too.
go. This is going to go.
So what time is it there?
It is 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. That's right. So it is a 3-hour time difference, so I stayed up late. It's past my bedtime. It's 7 o'clock here in Los Angeles. So thank you for having me on your show. And
Thank
Robin,
you.
congratulations on becoming a grandmother. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. I'm just over the moon.
Is it your first time, right?
Yes, ma'am. And I tell you, he's already got my heart.
How much does he weigh?
2 pounds and 5 ounces.
2 pounds?
Yes. He
How
was
can-
forced.
How can you weigh 2 pounds? That's like a mango.
Yeah, he's very, very tiny. He's just 14 inches long and weighs 2.5 pounds.
Oh my
or 2
gosh!
pounds, 5 ounces.
I've never heard of a baby 2.5 pounds. Is he a preemie?
Yes, he's a preemie. She had him at 32 weeks.
Oh.
But he's just wonderful. other than being small, and he does have a little jaundice. He wasn't on oxygen, but about right at 24 hours, and he's breathing on his own, and he's a little fighter. I'm really proud of him.
Oh, God bless him. God bless him. What is his name?
His name is Declan Thomas. Well, you should know this, being Irish, after St. Declan.
I'm sorry, what is his name?
Declan Thomas.
Declan?
Yes, after St. Declan.
Oh, yes. What a great name.
Yes, we are Irish as well, and we tried to keep as much Irish heritage with him as we could, because his father is not. So.
Well, that's magnificent.
Declan's really with him.
That's wonderful. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. Well, since I guess we've lost Rodney, I guess I'll just go ahead and get started. And could you go ahead and tell us, everyone, a little bit about yourself and how you got started?
Well, I can hear him coming in and out, but maybe it's because of the paranormal thing, you know. Maybe it's the transmission, because I live in in Hollywood, and you guys are in North Hollywood, right? I'm kidding. I'm being facetious. I'm totally being facetious. No, he's coming in and out. I'm from Toronto, Canada, originally. I lived there till I was about 3.5, 4 years old, and came down with my mom and dad. My mother was from Poland, Tarnopol, and that's why I say I'm half Irish and half Polish, because my father was Irish and English, and Mom was Polish, so that's why I say I'm bi-Polish. So, Rodney, are you there? Save me.
I'm here.
There you are. Hi, sweetie.
Hey. Honey. I felt so left out, man. Here y'all just talking away, and I'm just sitting here going, well, I guess I'll just sit here and play with my thumb.
Great minds think alike, Rodney.
That's right.
Oh, you're so funny.
So, I get to ask a question now. I feel so privileged and so honored.
Why?
What attracted you? Because you get to talk to me.
That's right. We finally meet ear to ear.
Ear to ear. And first off, I want to thank you for the autographed photos you sent me. I've got them put up in a special place.
Where are you using to line the litter box or what?
No, I actually got them.
Probably using them for something you don't want to know.
What's that?
He might be using them for something you don't want to know about.
Oh, well, that's okay too. That's okay.
She's like, well, at least he's thinking about me. Well, what attracted you to, begin your career as an actor?
Well, let's see. You know, what really inspired me, I guess, was the fact that I was so, growing up, I was so insecure, terrified of human interaction, just afraid. And I was very active in sports, though. You know, my dad wanted me to always play sports, although he was in Canada most of the time because my parents were divorced. But my mom and dad both wanted me to play sports, keep playing sports, and forget about boys. Boys don't exist. So I excelled in basketball, baseball, tennis to a degree, but everything pretty much except football. So when I got a audition for All the Marbles, the fact that I was incredibly athletic, that really helped a lot to get the role, although they were looking for, at first they were looking for wrestlers to play actors, and they could not find anybody that could act that was a wrestler, so then they went the other route. They looked for actors because I had been studying with different people along the way. They were looking for actors that could play wrestlers, so I had an advantage over some of the other girls. There were 2,000 girls that had auditioned for the movie, yeah, and Kathleen Turner was one of them.
Wow.
Peter Falk's wife, who starred in the movie, Shara Denise, she was one of them as well. So they narrowed it down to 12 from the 2000, and then from the 12 they narrowed it down to 4. So we screen tested, which was not scary at all, with Peter Falk. And then they had, after we screen tested, we got a call from the studio bosses and said that it was down to 4, and then we were going to have to wrestle for the head brass at the studio, which was David Beagleman at the time and Robert Aldrich, the director, who I'm sure you're familiar with his work. He directed The Dirty Dozen, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, The Longest Yard, so many great movies. He's considered one of the 10 greatest directors in the history of cinema. And sadly, All the Marbles was his last film. That movie probably killed him, but anyway, that was his last movie, was All the Marbles. So I had the honor and the privilege of working with an icon, with an absolute genius and wonderful man.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your motivator currently? I mean, how do you remain so positive and focused with your roles?
How do I remain positive and focused?
Yes.
That's a really good question. No one's ever asked me that. I remain focused. You mean as far as film goes or as far as life goes? I don't understand. I'm sorry. Well, as far as life goes, I pray every night. I'm a firm believer in God, and I pray, and I just have blind faith, I suppose. I think the essence of the Bible, in my estimation, is my humble opine, is that the essence of the Bible for me is the things that we cannot see are what are most important. Faith, blind faith. The Bible to me is all about faith. Even if you have the faith of a mustard seed, I just focus, and I have animals that I rescue and that keep me going. And somebody's got to feed the dogs, the dogs and the cats. And as far as the film industry goes, I'm very grateful when I work, when I get offered roles. I don't audition much anymore. I'm very grateful and lucky that the last 7 films that I did not have to audition for. They were offered to me. So I as far as focusing on film, I just have that love now because I'm older in life, probably older than both your grandparents. But I just love playing character roles. I love playing roles, doing independent films, although the last film I just did, Nation's Fire, is a Universal film. But I still got to play a character. I love playing character roles because you can, improvise and come up with different ideas and bring them to the plate, to the director, the producer, mostly the director. And usually, they're open to suggestion and say, hell no. But no, they have mostly said yes, actually. So I'm just grateful that I'm still working. I can't believe I'm still working, to be honest with you. I'm very, very blessed.
Wow, that's amazing. So, do you manage yourself, or what type of management style do you use? Is there any way that any type of management that gets you, more roles, or? Well,
I'm so, like I say again, blessed. I use that word quite often, but I have a manager that to me is a savior. He's a saint, really. His name is Joe Williamson. And we met at an autograph show a couple of years ago, and we just started talking, and I just asked him at the end of the day if he would be my manager, because I could see how outgoing and how kind he was to people, and how genuinely kind he was to people. And frankly, he's the one that has pitched me to different directors and producers, and primarily responsible for the roles I've gotten. Some of the roles I've gotten lately, some have I've gotten through other channels. But without Joe Williamson, I would be absolutely nowhere. He's just incredible. I'm just so just overwhelmed with gratitude that he is in my life. And I also have a wonderful new agent I just got named Tina Hunt, who I adore, and she's also become a good friend of mine. And so, that's pretty much as far as management goes. I'm just, there's a lot of people run around and don't have managers, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But in my case, I needed somebody to focus me, because he always is cracking the whip to be positive, and not to put myself down, because I have a really good habit, I feel, of making fun of myself, and he gets very upset with me when I belittle myself or so forth. But that's just me. But he's incredibly positive and inspirational, and when times are down, he's always there. He's always there to bring you up, and I can't say enough about him. Everybody wishes they had Joe Williamson as their manager.
Wow.
Oh, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's straight.
And he's very religious too, which most managers are not, in my experience. But he's very religious and a firm believer in God and Christ. And I'm not a Jesus freak or anything like that. But it doesn't hurt to have God in your corner, and he does, and so do I. So
that's good. So, what has been your greatest accomplishment as an actor?
You mean what film? Or what do you mean?
Any of your work that you've done, what would you think is the one thing that sticks out the most of either your TV or movies or modeling or anything like that you've done?
Movies? The whole movie you and I are going to make after this call, Rod.
Are we going to do it with the black and white, or are we going to do it with the green screen type thing?
Oh, green screen always.
All right.
Green screen. No, I think it would be probably, there's quite a few of them. There's obviously all the Marbles, which, was a MGM film. And I got to star with Peter Falk in it. But there have been quite a few along the way, like, for instance, Terror Tales, which was directed by Jimmy Lee Combs. And it's a horror film, and it's basically about a husband who is abducted by a psychopath and is taken on this ride from hell where he is predisposed to these 3 horrific tales of terror while his family is being held captive in a cargo trailer. And it's really an omnibus or an anthology. I don't know if you're familiar with that, with an anthology, short stories, and they're all amalgamated into one at the end, a wraparound story. So I did that in this past year, and also Night Terrors with David Maccabee, who's a killer director. He's been entering our film Night Terrors in, I don't know, say 7 or 9 film festivals now, and he's won first place in at least 7 of them that I'm aware of. So he wrote it and directed it, and it's pretty much about a self-absorbed, psychotic woman, self-seeking, egocentric actress, narcissistic, egomaniacal, and hoggish, if you will, actress played by me, and my daughter, who is constantly drawing these faces, the same face basically, and her teacher's getting really worried and constantly coming to the house, but I'm so oblivious to it because all I think about is acting and my career and so forth, and it's pretty scary, and what happens to me, but I'm not going to elaborate too much. But the girl, Alexia Nahara, is the star of the film. She plays my daughter, and she's absolutely astonishing in the role. So, and then I did Nation's Fire, which I'm so very proud of. It's I don't know. It's a lot of people think it's a biker movie. It's the Universal film I just did. A lot of people think it's a biker movie, and it is to a degree, and I got to work with Bruce Dern, but for me, Nation's Fire is not just a biker movie, but it's a film about crippled and fragmented souls that are endeavoring to right the wrongs that life has tossed them. And Thomas Churchill is my director. He also wrote the movie, and he just spent so much time thinking about each and every choice, and he held the entirety of the film in his head because he wrote the movie. And, a director provides the window through which we, the audience, see the world that he has created. And he has created some iconic imagery and emotional undertones in this film. And it's just, it's just a fabulous film. I don't want to elaborate too much on it because it's not out yet. But I'm incredibly proud of this film and working with Bruce Dern.
Wow.
That's great.
So,
and Chris DeGrata. I must mention Chris DeGrata, who's the star of the film. She plays my daughter in the film. Oh, my gosh. I mean, she is so incredibly beautiful, stunning, astounding, one of the most visceral actresses I have ever worked with. And I play a trailer trash train wreck of a mother, and her son dies in the movie, and the force her mission is to find what really happened with her son and why he was killed. So she's very deceptive when you first see her, Chris DeGrata, because she's so impossibly beautiful. I kept telling her she looks like a painting. But when we did the scenes together, some very, very emotional scenes that I'm sure, I don't know where she went in her heart to do these scenes, but I'm sure they were very, very punishing. So I had a wonderful time working with her, and also with, like I said, Bruce Dern. We improvised most of our scenes that our amazing director, Thomas Churchill, who's won all kinds of awards. And after Bruce Dern and I did some scenes together that Thomas Churchill, our director, told us to just go out, and he just gave us an idea, a scope of what he wanted. So he shot the rehearsals, and when we were done filming, Bruce Dern said something to me that nobody has ever quite said, that I'll always take with me to the boneyard. And he said, Lorene, I have worked with a lot of actors, so many actors in my life, and the only actor in my life that I've ever worked with in your age range that is better than you is my daughter. And he said, you're incredible. And so the Universal people said, you just went toe-to-toe with a 2-time Academy Award nominee, which Bruce did for Coming Home, obviously, and also for Nebraska. So,
Wow.
that keeps you going and gives you, keeps the faith going and the hope going, So.
Wow.
That is great.
Well, what do you feel is your greatest weakness as an actress and your greatest strength as an actress?
My greatest strength as an actress is pulling from my past, some very personal experiences that I had with regarding my father. And my father had a cardiac arrest in 1998, and I went up to Vancouver, and then he was clinically dead for 13 minutes, So I stayed with him at Burnaby General Hospital for 3 months, and then they said he was a cabbage. He was brain dead basically, but I kept playing opera for him, UC Bierling and Franco Corelli, and I kept playing opera, and ultimately my father came back, and so it was very personal and heartbreaking, but very triumphant that he recovered to a degree. He still had encephalopathy, serious brain damage due to his hypoxia from the cardiac arrest, and then he got bladder cancer when he was up there. So they told me it was a bladder infection, and I didn't believe it for a second. So I took him by ambulance to St. Paul's Hospital in Vancouver. And at that time, the BC Ministry of Health was in virtual collapse. All the wings of the hospitals were shutting down. But I went to the Black Tower and begged and implored the vice president of the hospital to do a surgery on my father to get him his OHS, open heart surgery, and also the bladder cancer surgery. He had transitional cell carcinoma, TCC, and it was stage 3. So the vice president of the hospital, Dr. McBride, ultimately said, I have 3 daughters of my own. I wish to God I had a daughter like you. So, so when you ask me my strengths are every role I ever play, whether it's comedy or drama. I always bring my father into it. Now I brought him down to Los Angeles and took care of him the best I could. I got out of the business for a long time because he was quite ill still down here, and he had a serious memory deficit, but he was still incredibly funny, and nothing could kill his sense of humor. As a matter of fact, on his grave it says, I put on his grave, humor from the soul is the soul cure, because no matter what, my father was always laughing. He had nothing. He came from nothing, and yet, I always just bring him, to every role that I play, whether it's comedy or whether it's drama. I bring my dad, I bring his memories, so that's my strength, I feel. My weakness is I just don't pursue the acting as I probably should. I'm kind of lazy when it comes to that, like getting new pictures taken that my agent has asked me to do, recently, and I'm just kind of lazy. I like to write screenplays with my friend Larry Cohen. I'm calling you from his house right now. We write screenplays together, like Father Time. And as a matter of fact, when my father was alive, I wrote a movie called The Hostess Twinkies. I worked in a hostess club downtown Los Angeles when my father was alive, because I needed the days, to be free, so I could be with my daddy when he was down here. So I was working in a club at night, a hostess club, and I wrote about it. I journaled it, and I wrote a movie about it. And my father is in the movie, and I would really love Bruce Dern to play the role of Daddy. I told him this because he had said to me on the set of Nations Fire, if there's anything I can ever do for you, ever. And I said to Bruce, well, actually, I have a script called The Hostess Twinkies, and it chronicles the sordid subsistence of dance hostesses in the squalid bowels of downtown Los Angeles. And it's about a girl who's struggling to keep her father alive, bring him down from Canada, but she can't leave him alone, so she has to bring him to the club, which I never brought my father to the club. But in the script, The Hostess Twinkies, I do bring him to the club, and it's outrageous. And I'd say 50% of the script is true. Probably 60% is true. Everything that he ever says in the movie is true. I constantly journaled what my father said, because he would say things, because of his dementia and encephalopathy. He would say things that were so incredulously funny that I had to write them down, and so I put them in a script, Hostess Twinkies. I'm sorry to go on and on. Tell me when to shut up.
Oh,
no, I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story. I mean, you sound like my daughter. She writes down everything I say, too. And she's actually
and you're not in jail?
No, not yet. I haven't told her all the bad stuff.
Yeah, you told me you have how many kids and grandkids?
I got 4 kids and 3 grandkids.
4 kids and
3 grandkids.
3 grandkids. So you're a colony, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just loving, because I was so close to my daddy, and I was his caregiver when he had esophageal cancer, and when he passed. I mean, it just tore my world apart. It took a long time to rebuild myself. Actually, Rodney helped me a lot through that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying hearing this. It's really touching.
Your father, I'm so sorry that you lost your father. I'm very sorry for that. How long ago did he pass?
6 years.
Oh, that's still raw.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
still raw. It's been 18 years for me, and it's like it was yesterday. So, my condolences to you. People a lot of times say, get over it, just get over it, when Mom passed away as well. But you know what? the people that say that have a mother and a father that are still with us. So, that they just don't understand. So.
Exactly.
So you were close to your dad, huh?
You can never. Yeah, I was Daddy's girl. I was his only daughter. I was his baby, and so it was. It really rocked my world for a long time. I didn't think anything could devastate me like that.
Yeah. Oh. And your mom? Where's your mom?
My mom is living, and I'm close to my mom as well. But there's something, that bond that little girls have with their daddies.
Oh yeah, the imago. I think it's called the imago parent or something like that.
Yeah, he was definitely my world.
Do you is your mom still with us? Where does she live?
Yeah, she lives here in Princeton, and I'm in Princeton, West Virginia, and she's here with me. She's 2 minutes down the road from me.
Okay.
So I'm lucky enough to have her, and I'd miss my daddy every day. Oh,
yeah.
Somebody will say something, and it reminds me of him, or I'll smell a certain smell, or it's just something I've never gotten over. And even though people tell me that all the time too. It's been 6 years. It's time to get over it. You don't ever get over it.
No, it's like everywhere you go, there's no one who compares. It's like climbing to the top and then falling down the stairs. When it comes to someone that you love that much. Yeah. So, yeah. So, Rodney, where's your? Hey.
Yeah, I think that's why me and Rodney get along. He helped me so much because he went through it with his father. And if it hadn't been for him, I don't think I would have made it through all that.
Really? Why don't you get married to him?
Because we're both already married to somebody else. But he truly is. Rodney has been my best friend for almost 9 years now.
Wow.
We've been through a lot together.
How did you meet?
In a strip club.
In a strip club. Well, you were stripping, huh, Rodney?
I was stripping.
You were pole dancing. Huh?
I was pole dancing with my pole, and she just fell in love with it. What can I say?
Nobody can work that pole like Rodney.
Oh, my God. He sent me a picture a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, just a picture. He said, because I said, can you send me a photo of yourself? I'd like to just see you to see who I'm communicating with here, And he sent me this picture, and I was horrified. He was practically naked. I think his hair was standing straight up, and he looked like something out of the Twilight Zone, and that's a compliment to say that. That's nice. So I didn't know what to do.
Oh, come on, you know what you did. Come on, don't lie.
What did I do?
I don't know. I don't know. Just think about it. What did you do?
Oh, I sent you a picture, right? And I put something really nasty on it.
Yeah.
How can you not love it?
Huh? He has an amazing sense of humor.
He does.
Astounding, bewildering, extraordinary, breathtaking sense of humor. We've texted back and forth a few times, and he literally has me on the floor, rolling on the floor laughing. So I can't imagine what it's like to work with him or to be around him all the time.
I usually when we're together, my sides hurt by the time I leave.
What's that?
Usually when we're together, my sides hurt by the time we leave from laughing so hard.
Oh, yeah.
I can't help it.
He has a temper, too.
I can't help it. It's just that's that country boy in me.
Love your. By the way, I love your accents so much. So charming, so rustic, so down to earth, and I'm so very, very sorry what happened in your most beautiful state. I don't know how close you are to. Is it Alexandria?
Yes. It's more close. Alexandria's up there next to Washington. We're about, what do you say, Rodney? About 5 hours from there?
Yeah, about 5 hours. Yeah, that was sad. I mean, that's terrible what happened, and like you mentioned it in a text. I believe in the Second Amendment, but the shootings, they got to do something about this. Something's got to stop. There's too many innocent people that's dying.
It's terrible, but you know what? The lunatic fringe is it's been out there, and I don't know what to say. They're out there. The lunatic fringe is out there. Well, what can you do?
Are.
It's terrible. I don't know the condition tonight. I just heard this afternoon that he was in very critical condition. The congressman. Have you heard anything? Pardon me. Have you heard anything?
That's all I've heard. It. He's still in critical condition.
Yeah. Well, he was in stable yesterday, and then anyway. But I as long as, if nothing else, this seems to have brought the country together, to unify the country together. Even if it's ephemeral, if it's temporary, it seems like they're playing the game. The Republicans against the Democrats, the baseball game tonight, and they had Chuck Schumer, the minority leader, and also who's the other one? The Republican one. Mitch McConnell. I don't know why his name slipped me. Yeah, they had the both of them on CNN earlier. Talking, and if nothing else, hopefully this will unify the country as one. Anyway, I don't talk politics or pomegranates, so we should change the subject.
Me either, but Rodney insists on it sometimes.
What's that?
I love politics.
I said I don't talk politics, but boy, Rodney insists on it sometimes. He gets passionate.
Most people do.
Well, it kind of goes into the next question I was going to ask you. What is it like working in Hollywood as an actress and dealing with the politics of Hollywood?
Well, it's very, very difficult because unless you're a progressive or unless you're a liberal in this town, you won't get work unless you're way up on the ladder. I know quite a few, not quite a few, I know four conservatives that are way up on the ladder. One is from Sony, one is from Paramount, and two are just big TV people that are conservatives, but they don't care what people think, but they don't, I guess, have to care what people think, because if I mentioned all four of their names, you would know exactly who they were immediately. But, you can't really talk politics unless you say you're a progressive or a liberal in this town. And if you fly a flag, which I did on Memorial Day, a lot of people got really angry in the neighborhood about that. And I flew the flag because it was Memorial Day. So, anyway, yeah, it's difficult in Hollywood for anybody unless you're a Democrat. So, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is here. So.
Okay, well, what are the pitfalls and the dark side of Hollywood, and has it affected you in any way?
I don't think it's affected me because I don't hang out with the establishment. I do my films, I create my characters, and I don't usually hang out with producers or directors. Although, albeit everyone says you should go mingle, you should go to parties, and I go to parties, not parties, but events. I get invited to events, like to promote my film Syndicate Smasher, which is going to be playing June 25th. We're having a second opening of it, like a premiere. The first one was downtown Los Angeles, and it was sold out. The first one was sold out, so they had a second one right after, and they're having another one. I star in that with the legendary Mel Novak, who's just an action star himself, and it's about a group of mercenaries that are hired as contract killers, and they're hunted down by the mafia, the yakuza, the Russian mob, and the Chinese tongs all at once. It's directed by this phenomenal action director named Benny Chandra, and Doug Tochioka is also one of the two directors, and directed me in most of my scenes, because most of my scenes, some of them were action that Benny directed me in, but Doug also directed me, and he's the writer. He's very clandestine about himself, and a wonderful, wonderful soul. Anyway, it's playing June 25th at the Art Theater in Long Beach, and that's at 33545 Cherry Hill Road. So I hope people will, friends will go, fans, whatever, will go down and see the movie playing at the Art Theater in Long Beach, and that's on June 25th. So I don't know how we got on that subject, but anyway.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you put it in there, because that was one of my questions. Okay, now this is a question I've been wanting to ask you, and if you take it wrong, I'm sorry. But what are your thoughts
I will.
about?
I'm sure I will.
Okay. Well, what are your thoughts about actors doing nude scenes in movies, and have you ever done a nude scene in any of your films or any modeling?
If I'm from the old school, Rod, and personally, the only nudity that I ever did, that I can recollect, was in All the Marbles in a mud wrestling scene. What happened was we were supposed to have our tops ripped off in the mud wrestling scene, which was the only scene in the movie where there was mud wrestling. The rest of the movie was not authentic. It was Olympic-style wrestling. We went to wrestling school for 6.5 months, and then the actors' strike hit, so Vicki Frederick and I continued to go to wrestling school on our own. But Robert Aldrich saw the footage, and they struck down stage 11 at MGM, the wrestling, mud wrestling ring. They struck it down and took away all the mud. But he saw the dailies that night, and he called Vicki, and I think he called Vicki. I know he called me, and he gave me holy hell. Screaming bloody murder that you didn't show your boobs, you're supposed to show your boobs in the movie, blah, blah, blah. And what Vicki Frederick and I did was we covered our breasts, and we kept putting our face down in the mud when we were wrestling these other girls, yeah? So I guess he didn't see it when we were filming it, and we thought we got away with murder. But he called me that night, and he always called me Alf. But when he called and said Loreen, that meant I was in trouble. When he called me Alf, which was always, there was somebody who ran for senator or Congress or something many years ago. But when he said Loreen, I immediately would either hang up the phone or panic. And just listen. But he said, you didn't show your boobs in the movie, you didn't show your boobs in the mud wrestling, and I know exactly what you and Vicki did. So, and they struck the set, and because of you and Vicki, we're reshooting the entire scene the day after tomorrow, the mud wrestling scene. So, so that's a nudity that I did, and you can't really see anything anyway. If you go back and see All the Marbles, you can freeze all you want, but I don't think you're going to see any nipples or anything. I really haven't seen the movie. I kind of skipped that part, but I remember even when we redid it that I didn't really expose myself. I mean, if other actors want to do that, that's fine. But I'm just from the old school, and I was offered by Playboy a fortune to do a nude layout after I did all the Marbles, I, The Jury, and Airplane 2, and then as recent as 5 or 6 years ago, Penthouse offered me $60,000. I think it was Penthouse. And but I can't do it. I just couldn't do it. When Playboy offered me the money, I said, "Can I wear a nightgown? Can I wear a nightgown and a bra, or just a nightgown?" And oh no, no nightgowns. But we could have you naked with one shoe on and a thong on the other foot because you're so bizarre. They said you're so gorgeous, but you're so bizarre. You're so weird, and goofy and funny. So I said, because you have such a great sense of humor. That's why Johnny Carson had me on his show. They interviewed both of us, Vicki and myself, for the show, for the Tonight Show, and they thought I was insanely crazy and funny. So they had me on the show. I was on the show with Dudley Moore, and it's been on the Best of Carson twice. So if people want to do nudity, that's their business, eh? That's their, do it. I don't think it really adds anything. When I look, I love old movies, especially Cagney or Marlon Brando movies. But the old movies, where it was suggested, or the Alfred Hitchcock movies. Where North by Northwest, where the sex was suggested, or they were kissing, and then it would fade to black, But today, you're humping and humping and humping like a dog. So, that's just not me. If I'm gonna do the humping like a dog, I'll do it in the privacy. I'll do it in the privacy of my own dungeon.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, dungeon.
Ronnie's like, ooh, dungeon.
Yeah.
So how do you handle the same, like the perks and the downfalls that come with being an actress? How do you handle all that?
I just keep it real. I keep it grounded. I rescue pit bulls. I love my dogs. I love my cats, and I look in their eyes every day, and they sleep in bed with me every night, and I post my dogs, my pit bulls online a lot, on Facebook a lot, and my kitties, and I look in their eyes, and I see the love in their eyes, the unconditional love in their eyes. And by the way, I hope to God people rescue and don't breed for greed or go to puppy mills, yeah, because what they do at these horrific, I don't know what. Think of an adjective to use, really, just horrifying puppy mills, pernicious puppy mills. They stack the cages on top of each other with the pregnant dogs, females in the cages, and they give birth. And I'm not going to go into the horror of what happens, but I know very well what goes on with puppy mills and with a lot of breeders as well. And there's something like I think 2.9 million dogs and cats that are in shelters right now across the country, and there's only 5,000 shelters in the country that I'm aware of as of last week, because I belong to a foundation called Circle L Foundation in Prescott, Arizona, and it's run by Jenny Alberti, who's a dear friend of mine, and it's a ranch, a sanctuary and rescue ranch. And it's mostly pit bulls and, dogs and cats, but mostly pit bulls and older dogs and wonderful animals that nobody wants, That's where I got my rescues from. But, I just wish, hope and pray. I was always hoping and praying that being an actor someday I would have a voice for those that have no choice, and that is dogs and cats that cannot speak to them for themselves, I just wish people would rescue. I don't know. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent.
No,
yeah,
that's
my
all right.
little dog, it's not a pit bull, but she's a little chihuahua, and we found her. I went through Taco Bell parking lot one day.
What's
I
that?
was parked there.
I'm sorry, Robin. You broke up. You said something about a pit bull.
No, my little dog. She's not a pit bull, but she's a little Chihuahua, and I went through Taco Bell drive-through one day and was parked over eating my taco, and I seen this little black head peek out from under the dumpster.
Oh no!
And kept looking, and she come waddling out, no bigger than a popcorn fart. And I just brought her home, and she's a handful, and I still haven't got her completely trained, but I just love her. I don't know how I think somebody just dumped her, and it broke my heart. I had to bring her home.
Of
so
course
I'm like
you did.
you.
Well, you're an angel. You're an angel in my book, anyway. She's a pit bull mix. She's a what, honey? Pit bull mix? Pit bull?
No, she's not a pit bull. She's just a little Chihuahua. She thinks she's a pit bull.
Oh, she thinks she's a pit bull. Oh, okay. Oh.
Well, how can someone, if to get in contact with you and your organization and be able to help out with your cause with the animals?
Yes, if people would please go to Circle L Ranch, circlel.org. It's one word, circlel.org, and you will see Chihuahuas and horses and all kinds of dogs, not just pit bulls. Yeah, and I just lean toward them because no one adopts them. I shouldn't say that. Very few people will rescue them. In my experience, from going to animal shelters and so forth, so I kind of lean toward them, and it's not the dog, it's the owner. I don't care what anybody says. I've never been in a cage in a shelter where a pit bull has been aggressive toward me, or on the street, or anywhere. But the foundation is called Circle L Ranch, so hopefully people will at least check out the ranch and or any shelter, any local shelter, to find an animal companion. They'll change your life forever. And the gratitude is in their eyes always. So that's what you asked me earlier. What keeps me grounded? It's my animals keep me grounded, and the fact that they're real and unconditional. And in Hollywood, there are conditions, if you know what I mean.
Right.
I mean, there's conditions, whether they're political or whether they're age-related or whatever. There's always conditions in Hollywood, and so much of the time it's who you know, and so much of the time it's age or, nepotism. There's so many variables that it's just not real. It's surreal. So, I work in the industry. I also write, like I said, with Larry Cohen. He's a brilliant off-air tour, and he's done a documentary. Some guys, not friends, they've become friends, have done a fabulous documentary on Larry Cohen called King Cohen, and he's got J.J. Abrams in it, and Joe Dante from Gremlins, and oh my gosh, I could go on and on and on. And I was interviewed because I've known him for 30 years at least. So, did you hang up on me?
No, we're here.
Still listening to you talking?
I tend to ramble.
Even
I noticed it. Even I noticed it, which is pretty scary.
I do too. Everybody just walks away from me.
Makes you feel important, huh?
It does. I'm like, well, at least I got me to talk to. Fuck y'all.
There you go. Have you both been out to Los Angeles ever?
Oh yeah,
I
used to drive a tractor trailer. I used to drive a tractor trailer, and I was out there every week.
Really? Where?
Mhm. Well, I'd come into L.A. And drop off hospitals and furniture places, and then I'd go up to Salinas or Temecula or all over California, San Francisco. I've been all over California.
Really? When's the last time you were here?
Last time I was there was about.
I'm sorry?
About 5
I'm
or
sorry
6
you
years
broke up or you broke in. Get it? You broke in. No, that's here in Hollywood. Home invasion. I'm being facetious. I'm sorry. The last time you were here was when?
About 5 years ago, when we did the show My Ghost Story.
Oh, okay. You do a lot of the paranormal, eh?
Hey.
You do a lot of the paranormal. I have a paranormal legs. What do you think of that?
Paranormal legs?
I have paranormal legs, yes. A paranormal legs. I'm being facetious.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking about it.
So are you guys ghost hunters as well?
Yes, that's what we
Yes.
do.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding.
Yeah, we go out. I love dead people. I get along with them very well.
This is true, eh? This is true.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true.
So you must know my friend Ko, eh? You know Ko?
Yes, we do.
Yes,
She was actually one of our guests.
What a doll she is. Isn't she wonderful?
Yes, she
She's
is.
amazing. I love her.
I do too.
Yes, when I seen her name, I'm like, how the hell do you pronounce that? And she told me, she said, just call me Ko. I'm like, thank you. Wow, what a name.
Yeah, Ko.
She is-
Kadroshia?
Uh-huh.
Yes. She
You
is
said it
such
better
a
than I could.
beautiful soul.
She's very visceral. She's had a lot of pain in her life, as you well know. And she's lovely. She was going to come out to my house because I own a 1904 historical monument, eh? So when I bought the house with my roommate, I said to the realtor, did somebody die in this room? We were upstairs in the second bedroom, and he says, David Raposa, he says, no, but somebody died in this house. And I said, no, somebody died in this room. I feel a presence in this room. And he says, no, but by disclosure, I have to tell you that somebody did die in this house. The previous owner passed away, and he died in that front room up there, his office, which is now my bedroom, eh? So I said, no. I was adamant. I said, no, he died in this room. He died in this room, and there was a bed right here. There was a bed along this wall right here, and his head landed right here. And he said, what do you mean, his head? I said, did he have a stroke or a massive heart attack? And David Raposa says, I don't know. I don't know how he died, but I don't think so. I think you're wrong. No. So fast forward to 6 months. The house is haunted, by the way. It's a Craftsman. As I said, it's a historical monument, and there's all kinds of bizarre things that have happened in the house, to say the least. Like lights flashing by, or my cat, No Flake, that passed away 7 years ago, has come up the stairs, and I was sober. It's happened a couple of times. But 6 months after I moved in, the owner's brother came from Hungary. Okay? He came to meet the new owners. And when he came, I said to him, did your brother, can you come upstairs with me? He said, of course. Of course, he came upstairs and he went to the second bedroom. And I said, I'm sorry to ask you this, but did your brother die in this room? And he said, how could you possibly know that? And I said, because I feel his presence in this room. I said, the first time I walked through this room, the air pressure, the pressure was pushing down on me, and the room was very warm. He says, not cold. I said, no, warm, very, very warm. And every time I walked through this room, it's the same feeling. I feel I'm being pushed down, and it's warm. And I said, did he have a bed right here along this wall here, from south going north? He said, yes, he did. And I said, did he when they found him, was his body right here? And he said, how could you possibly know that? How did you know that? And I said, I felt it the first time I came through this house. And he says, nobody knows that, nobody except me, and the police, and maybe one other person. And I told him things about his brother that he said I was completely correct about, like weird, bizarre things. Anyway, so the house is haunted. That's why I asked you. I'm sorry. There I go, running off again. Shut up.
No.
But so you're ghost hunters. So do you have equipment? Yeah, equipment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got to.
And what is the equipment? What is it?
Well, we got K2 meters, voice recorders, night vision cameras, stuff like that. Just like any other paranormal group.
And what do you actually hear voices with the recordings or see things with the night vision?
Yeah, we've got all the cases we've done. I say we've got about 5 or 6 pieces of video that we've got. I would say apparitions, something that shouldn't be there, and a lot of photos and a lot of audio, especially the EVPs and voices that shouldn't be there. I got a website if you ever want to look it up.
I'm sorry?
I said I got a website if you ever want to look it up.
Yes,
and look
what
at
is it called?
blackdiamondps.org.
Black Diamond, that I've seen on Facebook, yes. Black Diamond PS. What does PS stand for?
Paranormal Society.
blackdiamondps.org. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm definitely going to check it out. And it talks all about your adventures and what you've chronicled and so forth.
Yeah,
we have all most of our cases are posted. You can see all of our. You can listen to our EVPs and see the different places we've been and the events we've been to and hosted. It's Rodney does a pretty good job keeping that up to date.
No, I'm behind about a year.
That's all.
I'm so busy. Trying to keep the website updated and everything else.
So what is it that the strangest thing that you have ever heard, voice-wise? What have you heard that is in your reverie forever and ever?
What?
I said there's a few.
I would have to say is a little kid that we got an EVP from at the historical Pocahontas Cemetery. It was one of our first investigations. And we had set my daughter's keyboard out at the top where there was a lot of children buried. And we had told it, we had told everybody if you wanted to come out and push the buttons, it would make noise and light up. And we never did hear anything, but when we went through the evidence, we heard a kid's voice say, I pushed it. And it was cool to say, and it gave me chills, and it about made me cry.
It just gave me chills when you said that. I pushed it. I've said that a few times in my life when a guy won't get out of my bed. But a child said that to I pushed it, meaning the button, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Don't you get scared? Don't you ever get creeped out or freaked out?
I don't, but she's
but Rodney don't.
Remember, I'm big, bad, ugly. I freaked you out when I sent you a picture of myself.
Oh, yes, you did.
See?
Yes, you did.
I have a philosophy of I don't get too worried unless I see Rodney or Jeff run, and then I'll get scared.
You're funny.
As long as I ain't running, I think I'm safe.
There you go. Wow.
And
What an exciting life you live. My gosh.
I'm too big to run. I'll fight. Well, I got a question for you.
Sure.
With the movies that you've done, I noticed you do a lot of fight scenes, and especially with a sword. Did you have to be trained to use a sword, or was that like a
Yes, absolutely. Well, I grew up in El Monte, so I always had a pocket knife with me. So that was. I'm kidding. I'm from Canada. I'm from Toronto. No, we had to. I've done a couple of movies in the past with swords. One of them was Samurai Cop 2 a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago now. But yeah, always trained with the swords, with a choreographer. Always used real swords, except when we were filming. When we were filming, they would use No, I'm sorry, it's reverse. We would use the fake swords when we were rehearsing, yeah. But when we were filming, like Hundra and Samurai Cop, we would use the real swords. And that was fun because I love action and I love anything athletic and aggressive and angry and passionate.
Well, I know I've seen your fight scenes, and you are amazing. I know it was one of the video clips I was watching said that you was the next Conan the Barbarian.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was amazing. I'm like, she don't look nothing like Conan. She's hot. Arnold's not.
Well, I trained on horses as well, jumping off on horses, jumping off of horses, jumping off of buildings onto the horses. And one funny thing happened in Hundra. This is really a great quick story. I was running across the top of a building in Spain, Almeria, Spain, and on the top of this old building, and climbed up the side of the building, ran along the top of the building, and jumped on the horse that was coming through the little building at the same time, so that I would land on him. Well, when we did it in rehearsal, it worked perfect, right? I landed on the horse because the horse didn't know I was coming. But when they said action, the horse came out of the building, and I'm flying through the air, and the horse looked up at me. When they said action and I ran across, he looked up at me, and he knew I was coming, so he looked up at me and he stepped out of the way, so I was splattered paint on the concrete cement in Almeria, Segovia. So that was really funny. But I always want to do my own stunts. Love doing stunts. You know, always have, always will.
I could tell. Wow. Well, is it true that your character Teresa in Manic Cop films was the name after your mother? And if so,
yes.
Can you tell us how that came to be?
Yes, no one's ever asked me that question. You're the first one that has ever asked me that question. Yes, Larry Cohen wrote the script, and he wrote in my mother's name, and I was stunned. I didn't ask him to, but he just did that as a tribute to my mother, who pretty much stole all my money when I was making movies. I had a joint account with my mom, and she helped herself, endlessly. Even though I bought her cars and a lot, whatever. So it's okay. It's okay. I forgave her, but yeah, it was written for my mother, Teresa Coughlin. That's my real last name is Coughlin, and my mom's real last name was Olzecki, which is Polish. She was from Tarnopo. So, yes, no one's asked me that question before, Rodney.
Oh, I'm sorry if I touched off on a nerve.
Oh, no, not at all. No, not at all. Not at all. I'm just surprised that no one ever asked me. I guess nobody ever bothered to look or read or something, but no one ever brought that up before that I can ever recall, that I can ever recollect. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. A big old cut, you dumbass, from Southwest Virginia did it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love your accents. They're so endearing, so wonderful. Your accents, just lovely, brilliant. What?
I'm part Scottish and part Cherokee. Does that help?
No, that is bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. You're part Cherokee and part Scottish.
Yeah, I
am. Laddie. Huh?
Yeah. Hey, Cotton, can you give her any more? Hell no. I can't push her anymore, Jim. You blow her apart.
There you go.
See? Well, in some of your movies, they're on Netflix, like Sky, and it's trending right now. How does that make you feel about people being able to see your work, pretty much on demand now?
I'm very happy about that because, a lot of times movies that you make, a lot of times the independent films go straight to Shakey's Pizza Parlor, right? Or Target or Kmart or go to Amazon. But Sky is I'm really happy because I've been getting recognized a lot lately for Sky, where I play a very sexy bunny girl. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, it is trending on Netflix. And Diane Kruger, by the way, just won Best Actress of the Year at the Cannes Film Festival. And I'm so proud of her for a movie called In the Fade. And Sky, like I said, is on Netflix right now and has been for about a year. And she's on a road trip with her husband trying to resurrect their relationship. And they get into a big fight in a motel room one night, and she kills him. Or so we think. Anyway, she's on the run, and she encounters me in Las Vegas. And I had a huge part in the movie, but unfortunately it was cut down. But I play a bunny girl, Charlene, and the Hollywood Reporter said, I am still stunned. The Hollywood Reporter said Loreen Landon's performance is so mesmerizing, riveting, or something like that, memorable that you wish the entire film were about her. So it was the Hollywood Reporter said that. And I got a fabulous ovation when I went up to TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival, when they played the movie up there. So I hope everybody sees it. I'm very proud of it. Like I said, I play a very sexy bunny girl, lunatic, down on her luck. And Diane Kruger, who plays Romy, encounters Charlene, my character. And then we have a relationship, an affair, and I teach her how to skate and teach her how to skate backwards, and all that stuff was cut out in the film, unfortunately, in the editing room. And a lot of other stuff was cut out too, but I'm very proud of the movie and the ability to work with Diane. And Diane Kruger said, you make me bring up my game. You're so amazing. Your improv is unbelievable. Your improv, how do you do that? So she said some lovely things, very kind things. And Norman Reedus plays her love interest from The Walking Dead.
Oh man.
Yeah, I believe they're together now. She was with Joshua Jackson for a long time, and I'm quite sure that they're together now. They're a couple now. They had a lot of chemistry in the movie, to say the least. They just did, and
he is a beautiful man.
Yeah, she is a beautiful man. I wouldn't throw him out of the haystack.
Yeah, he is one pretty man.
Yes, he is. And a nice guy, very rustic, very down to earth. Signs autographs all the time with anybody, and will take pictures with everybody. He's just as real as they get. It has never been, from what I experienced, not influenced or affected or infected by the industry in any way, shape, or form. I think he lives in New York. I think. He doesn't live out here.
Oh, man, he is. He's so sporty. She is one lucky girl.
Yeah, she is.
Did you disappear again?
It's that paranormal thing, Robin. He's right
I think
here on
he's
my lap.
He might be over there checking you out somewhere.
I said he's right here sitting on my lap. How funny you said that.
I move quick, don't I?
So are you back with us, Rodney? Oh, there he goes again. He's the Flash.
Are you in the same studio with him right now, or are you obviously somewhere else, eh?
Yeah, I'm actually laying on my bed on my phone.
Oh, wow.
Rodney
How cool
does
is
the
it?
hard part.
What's that?
Rodney does the hard part.
How cool is
He
that,
does all
huh?
Yeah, so I have the easy part because I tell you, I work my butt off anymore. I'm so tired. So Rodney does all the hard stuff on the computer, and I just get to lay here and just enjoy talking to everybody.
How cool is that, huh?
I know. I love it. I can't complain. I don't know what happened to Rodney.
Yeah, he's here
He
somewhere. He's a ghost. We're gonna have to, Robin. We're gonna have to go hunt him down with your equipment.
Yeah, he done gone ghost. See,
What's
the
that?
thing is, when he does die, he really is gonna haunt my ass.
He really what?
He really will haunt my ass when he dies. I see that happening. Something has to ever happen to him, he'd be one of those people that's going to terrorize you from beyond.
Or make you laugh to death, too,
Yeah.
huh?
What's weird, I could hear you all just chattering away, but apparently you can't hear me.
Now we can.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay.
Well, we did that when you were saying you heard us.
Well, you just won't.
Darling, I can't hear you. So what's the weather out in California?
It's been very, very, very hot. Incredibly hot the last 2 days. I love inclement weather, tornadoes, tsunamis. I watch the Weather Channel just to get a buzz, just to get high on watching.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. I love rainstorms, thunderstorms. I call the sun, I hate to say this, it's terrible to say, but because it's out every day pretty much, I call it the yellow yuck. I love rain, and pouring rain. And unfortunately, here in California, when there's a puddle on Mulholland, the news cameras and the newscasters run up to Mulholland or wherever there's a little a glass of water spilled over, and they'll say, Storm Watch, 2017, right? I think they're watering the cement themselves from a hose. But anyways, they make such a big deal about it. And then I love the Weather Channel, and I love I just love like you said earlier, Rodney, you're having a lightning storm or something like that. You were having weather problems earlier, or were you making that up?
No, he really is. I think it's headed my way.
Oh. Is it
I can see the lightning in the distance.
Is it an electrical storm?
I don't know.
Do you get a lot of rain there?
Yeah, well, this year we have. It has rained and rained and rained. Now, this week is probably the first week so far that we haven't had a ton of rain. We've had a couple days. But there for a while, it was every day, all day. I'm surprised we didn't flood.
Wow.
But,
see, I would love that. I go up to Portland once in a while to see my sister Charmaine, up to Tigard, Oregon, and for the rain, the inclement weather. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention her she just started a line of this fabulous activewear, and it's by CharmaineDesigns.com. If people are looking for girls looking for amazing capris or leggings or tote bags, matching tote bags, and she designs everything pretty much on demand. And I wear her leggings all the time, and people just say, "Where the heck did you get those?" So I'd like to give her a plug if that's okay.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, and I'll definitely check out. I'm a leggings person. I love leggings.
Oh my gosh! Wait till you see her site. It's CharmaineDesigns.com, and she got like I say, capris. She's got dresses, very very sexy dresses that everything you see she designs. And she's done designs in front of me in less than 2 minutes. That's how brilliant my little sister is. I'm very proud of her.
It must be nice to be talented. I'm telling you, I have not a talent in my body. My daughter, she amazes me. She, I write here and there, and that's about it. But my daughter, like, she has self-taught herself special effects makeup, and it just amazes me how quick she can turn her face into some disgusting, mutilated. I mean, it looks real. I'm like, how did you do that? YouTube.
What do you mean? Is she in the S&M? I don't understand.
She does special effects makeup.
Oh, she does. Oh, yeah. How cool is that?
Yeah, one day, I'm telling you, she's going to make...
Can y'all hear me now?
Now we can.
Are you back? Are you back from beyond, Rodney?
Yeah, I think so. What I had to do is I actually had to call into my own damn show. Ain't that some shit, man?
That's so great to call my own damn show. That's so hysterical. Oh, that's so funny. I had to call into my own damn show. What happened? What?
I don't know. Y'all were breaking up so bad, and I'm like, nothing's working. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just call in my own damn show and see if it works.
It did.
Oh, that's so funny.
I knew you figured out.
I'm sorry, but I guess that's where we're getting all these bad storms around here. And Time Warner, well, Spectrum now, sucks donkey dingy dong. So
I love those storms. I love those storms.
I love the storms too, but I hate it when I'm trying to do a show. It makes it kind of difficult.
How often does that happen? Every time?
Rare. It happens mostly, in the summertime where it gets so hot here, and then we have these bad storms during the evening. It's a hit and a miss. So,
right.
Wintertime ain't too bad. I hardly have too much trouble. So where are we at? I'm lost.
We're talking about the
where
weather.
Were we at? I
I
think you just went to the bathroom. That's where you've been.
No, he could still be in there.
That's what I did. I just left y'all hanging. I went to the shitter. I'm like, screw this.
He just still won't tell nobody. Okay. What? I think we're getting ready to talk about being a award-winning gold medal lyricist. Should we talk about that?
There you go.
No, we have not yet.
Okay, well, could we do that?
Yeah.
Tell me all about that. Exactly what does that entail?
Okay. About 7 or 8 years ago, my roommate was producing a series of commercials for the L.A. Metro Transportation Authority, LA MTA, and he had to come up with a concept for light rail train safety on how to save lives, because so many lives were being lost here in Los Angeles with the light rail. So he came up with this concept, and I came up with the lyrics. He had to come up with 13 commercials. Yeah, so they amalgamated the 13 commercials into 6 spots, right, that were playing on television as PSA commercials for I think a year and a half or 2 years, something like that. And I won the world gold medal. I beat out I couldn't believe it. They flew me to New York, and I have the world gold medal at my house. And also, I won platinum for the Davy Awards, platinum for the Telly Awards, gold for Aurora Awards, and I have 15 trophies, altogether, including the world gold medal. And I was up against like Ford, Audi, so the biggest companies you can possibly imagine. So when they called out my name, I was probably one of the greatest accomplishments in my life. More than acting,
that's
even.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, but I wrote lyrics to train commercials. I wrote the lyrics to the commercials, like driving in my Chevy for a little cruising, tailing the light rail for a little bruising, swift shifting gears, the gang all cheers, catch up, it's a matchup at the crossing gate, much bigger shiver when you flirt with fate. It goes on and on and on like that. So there's 6 or 7 that they used. Or in another one is down in where they use the spray paint cans. The kids were spray painting and getting killed, hanging out, in the Metro link, the rail down below. So I wrote into the tunnel with our spray paint cans. Add a little more graffiti. Yeah, we know it's banned. Looks like Tahiti. Lost our train of thought. 2 trains are coming now. We won't get caught. Plenty of space, or so we thought. Miscalculation ain't no saving grace. Can't retrace our tracks. No time to say goodbye. Bullseye. And they're all very visual, and graphic, very graphic for a reason. And they were playing all the trains at the Metro downtown LA MCTA, and they still have the World Gold Medal down there downtown at the LAMTCA that I won. So I'm very proud of that. I'm very, very proud of that. More than acting.
Too.
I'm sorry?
I said I would be too. I mean, that's awesome.
I just came up with the lyrics extemporaneously based on the text that I was reading that Addison Wright wrote. He is the genius behind the commercial concept. He is truly the genius behind all of it. I just wrote the lyrics to go along with his vision. I just wrote the lyrics, and he won a lot of awards as well, many, many awards, just as many as I did, for directing and for writing. And so, it was a collaborative effort. Thank you for asking me about that, because no one ever asked me about my lyrics. I do write lyrics a lot, so besides writing screenplays. So thank you for asking me that.
Well, do you do any producing, or have you produced any films or TV?
No, not at all.
Can you not hear me?
I don't know how. I don't know where to begin. I don't know how to do it at all. No idea. No clue. I just know how to write lyrics and how to act. Don't know. I don't have a clue on how to produce. People have asked me in the past to help them produce this or that, and I tell them the truth. I have no idea what to do, where to begin. I have no idea. Why did you ask me that? I'm curious.
I don't know. Just wondering. I mean, since you've been in the business for so long, a lot of actors and actresses, they go on to do producing and directing. I mean, I know you do screenplays and writing and all that. I figured that might be another asset that you got in your belt.
Well, I did write a comic book with Larry Cohen called The Praying Mantis that we wrote together, and it's basically about a veteran who is in Afghanistan. He's also a priest, and his truck is blown up by an IED, and he loses his legs, so he has carbon fiber legs. In the comic book, it's called Praying Mantis. So during the day he's a priest, and at night he's the praying mantis, and he listens during the day. He lives in this antediluvian church below, where you worship. He lives below it. It's kind of like Batman in a way, but praying mantis. So, by day he's a priest, at night, praying, and at night he preys on bad people, that have done injustices to people that come to, that he gives solace to during the day, or that, come to him and tell them their stories, their problems, their troubles, whatever. So he sees the injustice within the criminal justice system or life itself. So he takes it upon himself to go and right the wrong, and he does it at night, and he's in this spectacular outfit, this praying mantis outfit. Yet he does have carbon fiber legs, so he can jump from building to building to building. So Larry Cohen and I wrote that comic book together. I came up with the concept about 6 years ago, and so we're hoping to get a publisher for that.
Wow!
But I didn't produce it.
Since you mentioned Larry, I know you've done a lot of movies with him. Where he's directed or written. So what's the chemistry that works so well with you and Mr. Cohen that you all work so well together?
His sense of humor. Undeniably, incontrovertibly, he's the funniest human being I ever met in my life. And the paradoxical irony of Larry, the real Larry Cohen, and the imagery of Larry Cohen out there in the world is that he's a very twisted, subversive, horror film director, writer, producer, but he's done a myriad of projects. He did Phone Booth, he did Cellular, he did Bestseller, and with big stars. And like I say, King Cohen, this documentary coming out, is a fabulous documentary about his movies, but I wish they would have included Bestseller with Brian Dennehy and James Woods, and Cellular with Kim Basinger and Jason Statham, and Phone Booth with Colin Farrell, because he's He's very prodigious and prolific writer. He's a genius. He's an absolute genius, and he's got a major project going on with a huge television producer that I cannot say. I cannot elaborate on who that is, but it will be made public within the next, I'm sure, 3 or 4 months. But I'm not allowed to say. But what has kept us as friends? His wife is my best friend, Cynthia Costas Cohen. She's a family therapist here in Beverly Hills, and a lovely soul. She's Greek. She's wonderful, and a very giving and caring person. And she's the, she's the glue, pretty much, the glue. And, Larry and I just laugh all the time. We laugh our heads off. We just have the same sick, twisted sense of humor, and we always have, and I think we always will. I never met anybody I feel more at home with, more comfortable with, or that I could really be myself with more than Larry. It's kind of like we're one soul in 2 bodies.
Wow.
I think we've been told that before.
Yeah, it's like you and Robin. It's like you and Rodney. From what you tell me, he's your best friend, right?
Yep, he truly is.
Until this phone call, huh?
Even though he gets on my everlasting nerves sometimes.
Hey, bye, sweetie.
I wouldn't trade him for anything.
Aw, what a nice compliment.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, what?
So what about your family? I mean, I know, we spoke a little bit about your dad and your sister. Do you have any children? Or, how is it trying to separate, or do you try to keep your family out of, the spotlight and stuff?
I have 4 children. Moses, the Gizzard, Fearless, Kitty, and King Kong. Those are my children. No, I have no children. I do not have kids, never did. I've never been married. I never met a man who wanted to follow me around with a mop and a can of Lysol the rest of his life. I'm a serial slob. I just, I've always kind of been anti-societal, always gone against the grain, and, chosen the road less traveled, I guess you could say. But I never, I don't know, for me, marriage is like a deck of cards. Okay, in the beginning it's hearts and diamonds, and by the end you wish you had a club and a spade. You know, that's how I feel about marriage, based on my mother and father. Everyone I know, everyone I ever grew up with is divorced. So anyway, I just eschewed getting married, and until that day when I meet Tom Hardy, who's my favorite actor in the universe. I love Tom Hardy. So, do you know who he is? He's married anyway.
I'm not sure.
Oh my God, he was Bane in what was it? The Dark Knight. He was in Legend. He played the Craze Brothers. He's British. He's from England. He's British. He was in Reverend. Was it Revenant? The one DiCaprio won Best Actor for. Yeah. Well, he should have got Best Actor for Legend, in my estimation. He wasn't even nominated, and he's such a chameleon that every time you see him, you don't recognize who it is until pretty much you see the credits. But anyway, I absolutely adore him. He's my favorite actor in the entire world. I think he's better than Marlon Brando, and I knew Marlon Brando very, very well. He was like my second father because Christian, his son, and I were together for a very long time. Yeah.
Rodney, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Rodney?
Well,
he's here, but he's not all there, Robin.
I ain't ever all been there.
I said you're here, but you're not all there.
Well, I'm fantasizing. I got things going on in my mind. It's taking me off.
No.
I apologize. I'm one of those people that float away.
That's okay. I have ADD too.
I guess I do too. I didn't know I did. Thanks for the diagnosis. But one of the questions I like to ask all the guests before we start wrapping it up, and you kind of touched off on it with the paranormal, the experience you had. But have you ever had any like UFO encounters or anything crypto? And I ain't talking about something on a film set.
Not when I was sober.
Huh?
Not when I was sober.
Okay. So much for that question.
No, I wish I had. I mean, I've seen things in the sky, especially driving back from my home away from home, which is any casino in Las Vegas. I've seen many things in the sky that, with friends of mine to document it, that we both said, what the hell was that? But, no concrete evidence or anything like that, but there's always the wonder, what was that? But no, the only UFOs you see here in Los Angeles are, just the typical lunatic on the street in Los Angeles. So, no, I haven't seen any, but I would love to. I'm going to check out your site.
Okay. I hope you enjoy it, because I also put links up on the site. I got a page for Within the Chaos for the shows. Your show will go on probably tomorrow or Saturday, so that way anybody can listen to your show again, or anybody that missed it.
Or delete it instantly.
Yeah, they're like, fuck, I don't want to listen to that shit. Bam. Rodney was talking about UFOs last week, and now he's talking to an actress. What the hell?
Well, thank you so much.
So what do you do when you're not so busy? What do you do when you're not so busy?
What do I do when I'm not so busy? I go swimming. I swim a lot. I run my pit bulls. I spend time with my close friends. Not in the business. My best friends are not in the industry at all. I don't know. I kind of hide out a lot, unless I'm working on something. what do? I read a lot. I write lyrics. I write movies. I write a lot. I've written about 10 screenplays, and I'm hoping to get them produced. A couple are with Larry, like Father Time and Cellular. I wrote a treatment for Cellular, and let's see what else. The Hostess Twinkies, and some other movies. Dog Pen. It's about dogs in prison that would otherwise be euthanized, put down to death, and they're predisposed to euthanasia, but they meet this crazy woman named Rochelle, who's obsessed with rescuing, meets prison warden Ramsey Lord, Lorde, Ramsey Lord, and they end up taking the dogs into the prison, and it's a hysterical dramedy. It's a dramedy, and I'm trying to get that made because the thematic echo of the movie is "Don't breed for greed, rescue." And it shows how animals can change and rehabilitate human beings. I wrote this a long time ago, long before dog movies were popular, but I just never really got it out there much. I just didn't know what to do. It's called Dog Pen, like penitentiary, Dog Pen. It's a full-length screenplay. So I've changed the name of it to Jailhouse Dog, but I don't know. I still like the original title. But people that I've talked to say nobody will understand. Nobody will make the connection. Dog Pen. It doesn't make sense. So, but it's all these surreptitious, villainous guys that have a lot of vitriol towards society, and these animals, these dogs come into the prison, and they all have their unique personalities, and so do the inmates, by the way, the three-dimensional characters. I tried to make them three-dimensional characters, and the dogs rehabilitate the inmates, and that's all I'm going to say in case it. I don't want to give away the ending because it's quite an explosive ending, and I write. You asked me, that's what I do. I write.
Oh, awesome.
And I exercise,
Yeah. Anything else you do?
No, nothing.
Well, I figured they might be, running through Burbank, tattooed up, screaming and yelling or something like that.
No, never been tattooed. If I was, I wouldn't tell you where. But no. No tattoos. Too creepy for me. Too scary. I love tattoos. I think they look awesome on other people, but I'd be too terrified to have them on myself. Do you have tattoos?
Oh, I've got one.
Yes.
Well, that's cool. I think they're beautiful, especially snakes and roses. I love a combination, the antithesis of each other. Yeah, like snakes and roses, or like guns and roses, or combinations like that. I love to look at tattoos. I'm too scared to get one.
Oh,
What do you have a tattoo of?
Barbed wire. I was going to have it go all the way wrap around my arm. But the problem is I'm ticklish underneath my arm, and when he started going back there, I'm like, dude, you got to stop. I kept laughing, and he kept saying, dude, I can't do this if you keep laughing. I'm like, I'm sorry, you got to stop. I'm about to piss myself laughing so hard. And he's like, well, most people, it hurts. I'm like, well, I'm not most people. It tickles.
Wow. How funny. That is so funny.
Yeah.
That's the only tattoo you have, eh?
Yeah, that's the only one. I'd like to get some more later on, but they're quite expensive, too. And plus, I want good work. I don't want no shit work done, and a lot of people around here that does it don't do the type of quality I would want.
Robin, do you have any tattoos you'd like to share with the audience?
Oh, I have flowers and butterflies and stars and zodiac signs and drama masks.
Oh, are they on your ankles or your legs?
I have one on each leg, one on each lower leg. I have one right at my belly button and stars going down my neck. And on my hip, I have a zodiac sign.
Where's the zodiac sign?
Right on my hip.
Oh, on your hip. Okay. Didn't that hurt?
No, I'm actually one of those people that I go get tattoos when I'm in a bad mood, and it makes me feel better.
Oh, well, that's a good reason.
Well, that and my son's father is a tattoo artist, so he used to practice on me.
Wow. I didn't know they were expensive. They're expensive, huh?
Yeah, if you want a good quality one.
Yep. So, what's your plans for 2017 for the rest of the year? You know, any other projects that you're working on that you haven't mentioned?
Yes, I have a big project coming up, huge actually, and that is I will be raking the gravel in the backyard. There's something cathartic and mesmerizing about raking gravel. I have no lawn in my yard. I have dogs do their, when they go their rose petals, it leaves after I clean it up, it leaves a big hole in the gravel so the mud sticks up, So I just rake the gravel. That's my next big project.
Wow.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. I have a couple of things in the fire, specifically two, but I haven't signed to do them, so I will get killed by my manager, and one is by my agent. So, just keeping my fingers crossed. And in my experience, whenever I've said, if I go blabbing to the world or to tell anybody, then I jinx it. So, not that I have the power to jinx anything, because I don't. There's only one power of all for me. That's what I meant to go back as far as faith. I couldn't think of it because I was talking to you, but going back to faith in the Bible, I meant to say faith is the substance of things that are made, the evidence of things not yet seen. When you asked me about, Robin, you asked me about how do I focus, what do I do? Anyway, I just wanted to clarify that because, I don't know, I just had a blank, and I shouldn't have. That was the most important thing in life.
It's all right. It happens to me all the time.
I'm sure it does, Rodney. Why doesn't that surprise me?
Country, we call them brain farts. It's okay.
I think you've got a good sample of that tonight with me.
Oh, I think so. Yes, indeed. And it's absolutely wonderful. How boring to be normal. How boring to be normal.
Exactly.
I agree with you 100%.
So if anyone is interested in finding out more about you and your film, along with how to get copies of the film, or has any concerns or questions, how do we get in touch with you?
Oh, please go to IMDb to look up a couple of my future projects. That one is Lady Coco that I can't talk about, and another is Hundra Warrior that we're in discussions right now. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but we're in discussions about that. So it's already on IMDb. But please go to my IMDb page, and also Loreen Landon, my name, LoreenLandon.biz. And you can order photographs, pictures, and so forth, and to see my latest films, and to read it. My projects that I've done, they're not all on my website. Because I've done 7 films back to back, and so my sister handles my website, but she's incredibly busy. My little sister, the one who has the leggings company, CharmaineDesigns.com. She's just so busy, and she is truly the genius and creative anomaly in the family, to say the least. Is my little sister Charmaine. So, anyways. It's been wonderful talking to you both.
Oh, it's been amazing talking to you.
I feel like we spent the night together.
I did too, but I didn't get the satisfaction. I didn't quite get the spooning or the satisfaction in spooning in that. I'm kind of disappointed.
I think we should. There's always another day. Tomorrow's another day.
All right.
That's right.
Okay.
But I apologize for the technical difficulties, but I do appreciate you coming on the show.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I am. I feel terrible. And
I
you're welcome
love
to
what
come
you
back
said.
anytime.
I love what you said. You lost us, so you had to call into your own show. So you had to hear your own spiel for about, 7-10 minutes? You had to call in your own show and wait. It's so priceless. That is so wonderful.
But now think about how many other hosts would admit that.
None. You know something, Rodney?
Do.
None.
Exactly.
None.
Now, I don't mind. I mean, it's life. It's the way it is. It's the way I could get back on.
It's fabulous. Okay.
Well, like I said, anytime you're more welcome to come back on. You got something you want to come on and talk about, something you want to promote, just send me a link, give me a call, send me a text, send me a picture, send me something, smoke signals, and we'll work it.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Robin, you're an angel. You're a doll. Rodney,
you are.
Rodney, you're something else.
Well, thank you. I don't know what that means.
Well,
I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but
it's a bad
I'll take
thing.
it.
It's a bad thing. It's a great thing. Okay. God bless you both, and thanks for staying up so late tonight.
Oh, you're
thank
welcome.
you
We do
so much.
Okay. God bless you both.
God bless you too. You have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Goodbye, Robin. Give your puppy a big hug and a kiss for me, eh?
I will.
And please, everybody, if anyone's listening, which I doubt, please rescue. Okay. Good night and God bless.
Night. Have a good one.
Bye.
Wow. Bye. I want to thank Lorene for coming on the show and we have nothing but respect for her and the work she does. Wow, she's amazing. So that's it for us tonight. I want to again thank Lorene for coming on the show, and I thank everyone who took the time to listen in. Like she said, probably nobody, but yay for that nobody. I'd like to give a big shout out to the Vibe Radio Network and to Ryan and Holly for putting up with us, and everyone putting up with my technical difficulties tonight, and I do apologize. But I did call back in. Also to the first responders and our men and women in the armed services, thank you for your service. Our guest for next Thursday night, June 22nd, would be Dr. Dan Forecast. Dr. Dan is a mathematician, computer scientist, writer, Romanian researcher of UFOs and extraterrestrial civilization. So turn in next week to another probably exciting show. Hopefully we won't screw up too bad. Starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the way, I've posted our past shows on our website, blackdiamondps.org. And I'm still in the works of working on getting all the shows uploaded to YouTube page, and it's Within the Chaos, which should be hopefully up and running really soon. You can also go to our Within the Chaos page on Facebook for postings and upcoming guests, and give us a like. And also, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there and the mothers that are acting as fathers. So thanks again. Until next week, everyone be safe and have a good night.
Night, y'all.
Hi, you've reached the High Fashion Hotline.
Hi, sweetie.
Dad? I told you not to call me at work.
But I need some style advice.
Just go to Old Navy.
Old Navy?
Yep, all men's styles are on sale now, up to 50% off, with shorts from $12 active from $8 and tees from $5 at Old Navy and OldNavy.com.
$5?
Plus, the whole store is up to 50% off, so you can get amazing styles for everyone, even me.
Going to Old Navy now.
Oh, and make sure you get something for Father's Day, my treat.
Thanks.
High Fashion, Old Navy. Valid 6/12 to 6/20. Excludes clearance, gift cards, register lane items, jewelry today, and 2-day only deals.
It happens every summer. Stargazers delight in the opportunity to view constellations that can't be seen in winter, while car lovers delight in the opportunity to own one of our stars. At the Mercedes-Benz summer event, you can get the Mercedes-Benz of your dreams for less than you thought possible, like the supremely intelligent E-Class sedan or the awe-inspiring GLC. Don't miss this once-in-a-summertime opportunity. Hurry in to our summer event. Visit MBUSA.com to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.